How innovative were Roman military siege engines? Imagine standing in the midst of a battlefield where massive machines crush walls and break enemy lines. Roman siege engines played a big role in shaping ancient warfare. But how much of their success came from new ideas, and how much from improving what was already there? The truth is, the Romans were masters at taking existing designs, especially from the Greek world, and making them better. They didn't invent everything from scratch but focused on making these machines more reliable, easier to move, and faster to build. This approach meant they could quickly adapt to different situations and surprise their enemies. Siege engines are basically machines designed to attack or defend fortified places. The Romans used a variety of them, like catapults, battering rams, siege towers, and even mining tools. Early Roman armies mostly relied on simple tools like ladders and basic rams. But as they faced tougher defenses, they looked to the Greeks, who had already developed advanced siege technology. The Romans then took these ideas and refined them. For instance, their siege towers were often smaller and more mobile than Greek versions. They could be wheeled into position faster, and sometimes had battering rams or artillery mounted on top. These towers were so intimidating that defenders sometimes surrendered before a fight even started. Roman artillery, like the ballista and the onager, used torsion, twisting ropes or sinews to store energy. This made their projectiles fly farther and hit harder. The Romans standardized these machines, which meant they could produce many of them quickly and repair them easily. They also paid close attention to details like making sure the machines were level for better accuracy. Special soldiers, called engineers, were responsible for building, transporting, and operating these engines. This organization made a big difference in how effectively they used siege technology. Throughout history, Roman siege engines proved their worth in many famous campaigns. During the Siege of Alesia, Julius Caesar used artillery to weaken the Gallic defenses. At Uxellodunum, Caesar employed a large multi-story siege tower to cut off water supplies. In Jerusalem, battering rams and other engines helped breach city walls. Roman engineers also developed ways to protect their machines from fire, like covering wooden parts with clay or soaked hides. These practical touches showed how focused they were on making their equipment last and work well in battle. But it's important to note that the Romans did not invent many new siege devices. Most of their machines were based on Greek designs. Their real strength was in how they organized, standardized, and quickly deployed these machines. Their ability to produce large numbers of reliable siege engines and use them effectively gave them a big advantage over less organized enemies. Looking at European history, Roman siege engines show a pattern of borrowing and improving. The Romans took existing ideas and made them more practical and efficient. This pattern of adaptation helped Rome dominate siege warfare in the Mediterranean and Europe for centuries. Their success was not just about invention but about making what they had work better and faster. The legacy of Roman siege engines is one of smart improvements and effective use, which helped build and maintain the vast Roman Empire. So, in the end, their true innovation was their skill in refining and deploying existing technology on a large scale.